How y'all feeling? I hope all is well with you. Today I'm coming with another video for y'all. But before we get into it, please make sure your thumbs are lit, subscribe to this channel, and push that notification bell so you're notified whenever I drop a video. Now, this young man is going to tell the story of what happened to his father. Yes, he's a junior, and his father met a tragic end. But no one can tell the story better than this young man himself. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring him to the stage so that he can do exactly that.
What's good, TikTok? Have y'all heard of this man? My father, David Carter Sr., and my dad's ex-girlfriend, Tamara Williams. So I'm going to explain to you guys what Tamara did to my father in October of 2018. So in 2018, in October, it was a regular weekend, and on Sunday, I was supposed to go to my dad's house and go to school from there. But I didn't end up going there because, my dad texted my mom saying that he was feeling really sick and he didn't want the kids to be around. So she said that it was cool, whatever. So we ended up going to my grandma's house, right? Or she told us to go to my grandma's house. And so which was cool with me. So I told her I need to go to my dad's and grab a few things that I forgot over there before we go. So she said, okay. She said, okay, cool, go ahead. So boom. So we ended up getting to my dad's, and I see Tamara walking to the trash can, and I said hey to her, but she just took off running back to my dad's apartment. And I thought it was weird, so I was like, whatever. So I just parked the car, got out, and went up to his door. So as I went to his door, the door was locked. So I was like, I thought she saw me. Whatever. So I unlocked the door, I go in, and when I went in, she popped up in my face, was like, hey, David, what's going on? Like, what you doing here and stuff like that? I was like, yeah, I just came here because I forgot a few things, you know what I'm saying, before I go to my grandma's. And she was like, okay, all right, cool. So I walk around, see if I can find it. I go in my room. His clothes is on my bed, which is weird. He's a neat freak. I'm still walking around going to the bathroom, couldn't find it. But she ended up closing his bathroom door. So I was like, okay. His bedroom door was closed. So I'm like, okay. But mind you, it's a regular day for me. I'm not thinking of nothing crazy. So I couldn't find what I needed, so I just leave. So we ended up getting to my grandma's house. Regular night, go to sleep, boom, wake up. Now I'm at school, right? So I'm at school and I'm in class, and my coaches calls me out my classroom, was like, yeah, like, is everything okay? Like, everything good? Like, what's up? I'm like, what you mean? Like, what you talking about? He goes say like, yeah, like, you haven't seen what Tasia put out on Facebook? I was like, nah, like, what she put out? So that same day, me and my dad was texting, I'm making sure that he good, checking up on him and stuff like that. And he's texting back, so me and him having a little conversation. And I'm like, nah, I haven't seen what Tasia put out on Facebook. And I don't know if you guys know what Tasia is. I will tag her, and she also did explain the story as well on her TikTok. So I was like, yeah, I haven't seen what she put out. What is it? You know what I'm saying? So he goes and shows me, and I almost dropped to my knees when I seen this. I'm running out of time, so like and share this. I'm gonna explain part 2. Yeah, so back with part 2. Yeah, so my coach showed me, he goes to show me that my aunt Tasia, she put out a missing person report, for my father. It was very confusing to me because he missing. Me and him was just texting. Like, what? Me and him was just texting last night. Like, that's crazy. We was texting, I'll make sure he's straight and stuff like that, right? So so I'm like, what? This is crazy. So he asked me, like, you all right? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna call her. I'm about to call her. He's like, all right, cool. So he walks away. So I actually go and call Tamara first. Yes, I called her first. So I called Tamara. I'm like, yeah, like, have you seen my dad? Whatever. Like, is he good? Whatever. She goes. What made you ask? I'm like, yeah, because Tasia put out a missing person report and stuff like that, and saying that he missing and stuff like that. She goes, nah, what? No, I haven't seen him since he was at last place I seen him, he was at my house. I'm like, yo, I'm like, what? So I'm like, your house. But you just told me we was at his house yesterday, and you told me he went out for a walk. Yeah, let me tell you guys that last video that he went out for a walk, or she told me that when I asked. So like, yeah, so but you told me he went out for a walk. We was at his house last night. So like, what? So she goes to stutter a little bit. Was like, I don't know. I just haven't seen him. I said, all right, hang up. So I called my aunt. I'm like, yeah, like what's going on? Everything cool? Whatever. Like, what's up? She's like, yeah, She's like, nah, because his coworkers say they haven't seen him at work and then like that. He always at work. He worked overtime and stuff like that. He always working. I'm like, that's weird. I was like, that's weird because I just got the phone with Tamara and she goes to tell me she hasn't seen him either. And I was just me and her were literally just at his place last night, and she told me he went out for a walk, and she tells me today that last place she seen him was at her house. So I thought that was weird. So she goes, my aunt goes, yeah, do not call her, do not text her, don't have no type of contact with her at all. So I said, all right, bet, cool. Hang up. So now I'm just going through a regular day of school with all these thoughts on my mind. At this point, I don't even know what to think or do. So boom. Next thing you know, this after school, I started talking to my mom, like what's going on and stuff like that, telling her the story about when I went over there. I was talking to my aunt, grandpa. I started talking to everybody what was going on when I went to my dad's. I was the only person outside of Tamara that went to my dad's, which is crazy. Now, I'm going to explain part 3 because I'm running out of time, unfortunately. So, yeah. So, I get done explaining the story to everybody and stuff like that. So, next thing you notice, we start telling the police, stuff like that. It's, the marshals get involved. And they start doing a whole investigation. They start checking out his apartment. They start contacting certain people and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, at this point, we're on a waiting process, right? So, as time went on, I mean, we all don't know what to do. The marshals and police is asking us questions. We're really just telling them what we know. They're really asking me more because I was there, right? So, I tell them the whole nine. What I was doing, what I seen and stuff like that. I tell them. So as time go on, just one day in October, we all at my grandpa's. All at my grandpa's house, and we all just actually I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So a couple of days before that, I was in the car. I forgot where I was going, whatever, but that don't matter. I was in the car and I was sitting there thinking, like, there's only a couple of things that happen when people are missing. You know what I'm saying? And when people are missing, there's always a bad outcome with it. Normally when it's kids, you know what I'm saying? These kids, kids can come out alive, whatever, because some people just don't have the guts to hurt a kid, right? And I'm saying they should have the guts because you shouldn't. You shouldn't hurt no kid. You shouldn't even hurt anybody. But when it's somebody just like an adult, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they gotta do it. So it's always a negative outcome when someone goes missing. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of negative thoughts like, what if this happened? What if this is happening? Whatever. So, boom. So at my grandpa's, and we all just waiting to see what's going on. We all just together, whatever. So my uncle, which is my dad's brother-in-law, and my grandpa goes to the police station, and because the police car said they found something. So they go and they ask, like, what you find? And the police said, yeah, we found something that could be him. Was there like a certain thing on him that was like a tattoo or anything like that was on his leg or anything that could give away that might be him? They were like, yeah, it's a pit bull with red eyes on his leg. And they were like, okay, so here we're going to show you this. And what the police showed them, it was crazy. And when my uncle came back, it was a sad scene at that point. It was a sad scene. And honestly, I don't wish it on nobody. Honestly, nobody. So yeah, so I get so part 4, right? So so when my grandpa and my uncle came back with the news, my aunt goes and asks, what they find. You know what I'm saying? Somebody yells out loud. I'm in the backyard. Somebody yells out loud. They found him. I'm geeked. I'm like, bet they found him, right? I'm turned. So when I hear they found him, I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Now, not only they found him, I gotta know what they find though, right? You know what I'm saying? I gotta know what's found. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, y'all found him, but like, how did y'all find him? Like, how did you guys find him? So I'll go to the front yard and I'm just looking around. I'm like, I don't like the scene. I don't like how this look. It's just like a lot of sadness, right? So my aunt asks my uncle, which is her husband, asks like what was found, and he goes and tell her like they found him dismembered. So when I seen her talking to him, I just seen her drop in tears and break. I've never seen nobody break like that ever in my life. And when I seen it, I was like, I already know what it is. Like, I already know. So I'm kind of prepared, you feel me? Like, I'm kind of preparing myself, stuff like that. So, but I don't know what it was. So I go and ask him myself, like, what happened? And he's just nodded his head like he didn't want to tell me, because I'm his son, right? So I'm like, Uncle Pump, come on, tell me what it is. I gotta know. He goes to tell me like, yeah, they found this body chopped. The moment he said chopped, I walked away and left. I left. Like, I just walked away, went to the backyard, and just dropped on the side of a car and just went to a dark hole, the darkest hole I've ever been in my entire life. And I've never been that way ever. I never even like touched depression. You know what I'm saying? And I just dropped to a dark hole quick. I didn't even know what to think. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know how to feel. Like, it was like, I was like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I was only down there not even so too long. So I ended up getting up and I started making sure everybody else was straight. You know what I'm saying? Because I started thinking about what my dad would want. I started thinking what he'll want. He'll make sure that everybody else is straight. So why not? I should make sure everybody else straight, right? So I'm asking everybody else if they good, and I go to my little cousin, and he asked me a question. He goes and say, "Hey, where's Uncle David? Where's Uncle David?" He keep asking me, and oh my gosh, it broke me. Like, I broke. Like, I've never broke in my life. Like, it broke me because like I didn't even know how to explain it to him. He's young, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like. It was sad, man. Yeah. So yeah, it was sad. I had to make sure that I made sure everybody was good, everybody. But the main people that I really made sure everybody was good was my grandma, grandpa, my aunt, and my uncle, which is my dad's brother, right? I made sure they were good because those are my dad's two siblings, and those are my grandma, grandpa's son. So I was making sure they were good, and my grandma was also dealing with a sickness, and dealing with a sickness and losing someone very special in your life that could just break you. You know what I'm saying? And I was making sure she ain't break. So yeah, I had to explain on live television, because the news came and all that stuff. It was a football game dedicated to him. We also, that same day on the football game day, they took her in. Everybody was happy, but they let her go the next day because they didn't have enough evidence on her, which is crazy. But yeah. So after all of that, I had to do interviews and stuff like that. Explaining what happened and the moments and everything. And yeah, man, it's literally all over the world. Literally all over the world. If you guys want to dive deeper into the story, look on Netflix, Unsolved Mysteries episode, season 3, episode 3, or you go on YouTube. You can just type in David Carter Sr. Or just on Google, you can type in David Carter Sr. It's everywhere, literally everywhere. Also, another thing, so my dad had a clothing brand, and of course, since he was taken away, somebody had to take over. So I ended up taking it over. It's going great. When I first started, I didn't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I just took over because it's something that he really loves, something he always wanted to do, something he wanted to continue. So I'm gonna continue it for him. And so yeah, man. If you guys want to support the brand as well, the story is on there. if you guys want to just follow along with the story, stick with the brand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I will have the link in the bio or a link in the caption. The link is in my bio as well. But yeah. So as of right now, we're doing good. The family is good. Still trying to catch Tamara. If anybody can find her, please say something. You know what I'm saying? We still got hope left that they catch her because she's on the run. You know what I'm saying? We still got hope. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody got anything, got any info, please say something. Say something to the marshals. Thank you again for watching every part, sticking with the story. And I'm out. That's the final part.
Yeah, I hope they get justice for this family. That chick was definitely the one to do it, if you ask me. And she was the one texting him, acting as if she was the dad, still alive, well, and kicking. She was setting up the scene. She got nervous when he popped up. And like, you could tell, based on what he was saying, you could tell she kind of seemed flustered. Like, what are you doing here? What do you want? If only he would have poked around a little bit more. Not that, I mean, I would have wanted him to see that either. But at the same time, I mean, kids are oblivious to most things. And the last thing he expected would have been that. From his understanding, his mother said that he couldn't go there or couldn't stay there because he was sick. His dad was sick, which also was probably 9 times out of 10 the Tamara lady who sent that text. Because again, if the kids come over and there's no dad, the alert would be on quicker. But that's diabolical. To red rum somebody and then to chop them up into pieces. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The sister also has a TikTok. The sister, the aunt, I think her name was it Tamia or Tasia? I think it was Tasia. She also has a TikTok, and I believe she did a story time as well. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find that and play that to get her perspective, because obviously he was a young kid. He's telling it now as a little bit older, but he's still seen and perceived things from a kid's perspective. And not only that, it's just always good to get other people's perspectives because they may be privy to more things than the next person. They may have shielded him from a lot of stuff because he was not only a child, but he was the child of the deceased. So this is crazy. I hope they find this chick. Let me see if I can put her picture up real quick, because awareness and word of mouth is the best way to get stuff done. So hopefully they can find her and what you call it, lock her up, because from my understanding, she's still on a run. This is the chick right here. She's still on a run. If you know her, if you see her, report her. Let me know what y'all think of all of this, though, in the comment section. Don't forget to make sure y'all thumbs are lit. Subscribe to this channel, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Listen, I like chocolate girl, all shades, different flavors. She a diamond and a pearl. She a goddess with a mentor, yeah. Cinnamon swirl. She relate to what I've been through, yeah. Queen of my world.